Before starting the transfer, place the Sally tube under the patient's draw sheet. There are several ways to accomplish this based on your patient's needs. One method is to log roll the patient onto their side using a draw sheet while another person tucks the Sally tube underneath. Another way is to pull up on the draw sheet under the patient without rolling that patient, while another person slides the Sally tube under. The last way is to fold the Sally tube several times and place the folded tube under the patient's shoulders. Using 2 people on either side of the patient, unfold the Sally tube under the patient towards the feet. Place the other horizontal surface the patient will be transferred to, like a gurney for example, next to the bed and lock the wheels. If the patient is able, instruct them to cross their arms over their chest. There should be a person on each side of the patient. Working together and at the same time, slide the patient over onto the other surface. The person closest to the patient should push. The person having to reach across to pull the patient should use very little force when pulling. The person pulling is acting more as a positioning guide for the patient. Make sure to immediately remove the Sally tube after use. The Sally tube should not stay under that patient after transfer. Place the Sally tube underneath the patient, ensuring that there is a draw sheet in between the Sally tube and the patient. If the patient is able, instruct them to bend their knees and push their heels into the bed. Also instruct them to use their arms to assist with the movement. Instruct the patient to grab onto the side rails, or if they cannot do that, put their arms across their chest. If the patient is able to tolerate it, adjust the head of the bed down slightly into Trendelenburg. In this position, be careful not to pull too aggressively because the patient's head could hit the top of the bed easily. Each person on either side of the patient should be as close to the patient as possible. Grab the draw sheet with both hands. Widen your stance to hip width. At the same time, the care providers slide the patient up in bed, taking care to keep their spine straight. Remove the Sally tube by gently sliding the material out from one side of the patient. Store the Sally tube in a place where no one can step on it and fall. It is very slippery.